Today, we're ranking all the popular Japanese chain restaurants, and I have a special guest all the way from Australia to help me.
Hey everyone, it's me, Gary. Glad I get to be on the channel talking about one of my favorite topics, food.
First up, Japanese McDonald's. I like Japanese McDonald's. I think that their prices are significantly better than Western McDonald's. They have a better menu, and they have seasonal items that blow our Western McDonald's out of the water. What do you have to say, Gary?
I agree. It definitely has like a good list of menu items, and the limited edition was amazing, especially the Tsukimi burger.
The Tsukimi burger is delicious, but it's only available for 5 weeks in September and October.
It's always pretty consistent quality, and you can order a smile as well, which is like pretty fun.
Japanese McDonald's menus offer smiles for 0 yen, but actually ordering one is kind of a meme.
Like Macca's for me, if I had to like put it somewhere, I just put it with like a solid B tier.
Yeah, actually, I also put McDonald's in B tier. By the way, we both independently made our own tier lists, but we haven't talked about them at all, until now. Next up is Burger King.
Oh yeah, Burger King, Hungry Jack's.
Burger King's called Hungry Jack's in Australia.
It's just, oh my god, it's just not the greatest. To me anyways, it's basically just like McDonald's. Everything is just worse. I know people won't really agree with that opinion, but just for that fact alone, I'd put it probably around D tier.
I'm not like a massive Burger King fan, but if you want like a big Western style fast food burger, I don't live in Japan right now, you don't live in Japan right now, but if we did and we were craving like a big fast food burger, I think that is the niche that Burger King fills, don't you think?
I getcha, totally.
I put Burger King in B tier. You had it in D tier?
Yep, so it sounds like a pretty easy C if you're going in the middle.
I agree. We'll go with C tier for Burger King. Next up, we're ranking Yoshinoya, Matsuya, and Sukiya. These are 3 competitor chains that all specialize in beef bowls.
They're all quite good, except for Yoshinoya. Overall, like if I was going to get a, what you call it, gyudon, I'd be happy with going to any of them except for Yoshinoya. I don't really know why. I just feel like basically it's the trash version of Matsuya and Sukiya. I always rated Matsuya like higher than I usually would, probably because I first saw it in the Yakuza games, so I always thought like Matsuya was amazing. Then I guess living in Osaka, there was a lot more Sukiya, and like it has the, at least at that time, had the big serving, the mega serving, the gyudon mega, which was like insane. And just for that reason alone, I'd put Sukiya way above Yoshinoya and Matsuya. I don't know what you think though.
So the first one I ever went to was Yoshinoya in like 2013, and I was like, wow, this is so good. I didn't even know about Matsuya or Sukiya at the time. I personally, if I just want a plain gyudon with nothing else, I would go to Matsuya. But Sukiya has the most variety on their menu. Plus there's the lore with Manadis, which I'm now connected to, I guess. I actually put them all in B tier. I put Sukiya at the top of B tier, Matsuya right below it, and then I put Yoshinoya at the bottom. But the one thing about Yoshinoya is I really love their karabi gyudon.
I think it's pretty good. When I think of karabi gyudon though, I think of like Matsuya. I've had the one at Matsuya, but I haven't had the one at Yoshinoya. But the one I had at Matsuya was quite nice.
All right, where did you put these 3?
I put Sukiya in A, I put Matsuya in B, and then Yoshinoya in C. That's
okay.
How I did it.
So how do we compromise this? Because I had them B, B, B.
Putting them all in B, I think's like good as well. But if you're going by recent events and lore of your channel, you could always knock Sukiya up to an A just for the lore side.
Why don't we go with A, B, C then, like you said? Above or below McDonald's, what do you think?
I'll just put it above.
I would also put it above. And then I would definitely put this above Burger King. All right, what do we have next? Torikizoku. Torikizoku is a place where you can eat and drink with your friends for cheap. Every item on the menu, including alcohol, is $3.
Torikizoku is cool. Went to Torikizoku a number of times. A ton of times actually, especially after work. Overall, I don't really think it's a bad place. I guess my ranking doesn't really reflect what most people would think. But I guess just because I don't enjoy drinking alcohol, and yes, I know people are going to make memes about an Australian person that doesn't like alcohol. But just for that reason alone, I put it at D. It's like a lot of the menu items are alcohol. So overall, a really good place. I just don't like alcohol, so I put it in D.
All right, well, I have it in S. I also don't drink very often, but Torikizoku is a great place to drink. Actually, it's one of the best places to just go out and hang out with your friends and not spend a ton of money that I've ever been to in my life. Where would you put it if you did drink?
If I did drink, I'd probably put it in A. I'd probably put it A, to be honest.
All right, I really want it to be an S. Can we put it in S tier?
You could be the first S if you'd like it. There you go.
Okay, next we have Bikkuri Donki. Bikkuri Donki is a chain that sells something called hamburger. That doesn't mean hamburger, by the way. It means this. Basically, Salisbury steak.
God, yeah. What a place. What a place. Oh, God. I just can't stop thinking about like some of like the stories that happened there. I always remember like the first time you go in, you're like, what the hell is this place? Like the way
even before you get in.
Yeah, just the side, the outside, and then you walk in, you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. You can take it to your seat, and then they give you at least a 40 centimeter high menu.
Yeah, look at this menu.
Like in those old style sheriff barn doors or those sheriff
saloon
swing open
doors.
Saloon doors, God. But apart from that initial experience, I think the food's quite good. It's a little bit pricey, but overall I think the food's quite good. So I'd put it around like a B tier for me.
Yeah, I also have it in B tier. I agree. The food is really good, but the price is it's not that convenient. You can't go like a whole bunch, right? I agree. Where do you want it in B tier? I would put it between them. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think between's good.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say Bikkuri Donki's aesthetic is like Junkertown in Overwatch.
I never really thought of it that way. But if you're saying like that, I guess it's like an Australian theme drive with Junker Queen and Junkrat.
Next, Saizeriya, which is a popular Italian-inspired family restaurant. What do you think?
Another funny one. I have to stop laughing when I hear this stuff, but like Saizeriya just have many moments of Saizeriya. But being, I guess, my family like coming from Italy, I guess you could call Saizeriya like a branch of Italian food. But overall, I just wasn't really a huge fan of Saizeriya. And then having to hear like the most popular dish on the menu, Milan-style Lotteria, every time, and then explain to Japanese that it's not even Italian food, and then like, oh, but it says it's from Milan in Italy on the menu. I'm like, oh my god. For me, I put it in an F tier just for me.
So I have it in B, low C tier. How about that?
I could put it low C tier. Like if I'm looking, I guess, at food quality, I guess it's like just as equal to Burger King. If you take the Italian side away from me, I guess I probably would have it higher. So I can reconcile a C for sure.
Another thing about Saizeriya, which I've also never done, but apparently it's a good place to like drink wine for cheap. People like drinking wine here. Neither of us drink wine, I don't think. So maybe someone who drinks wine would put it higher. By the way, both Saizeriya and the next place, Gusto, have something special about them called Dorinku Bar. What this means is that in addition to your food, you can pay a couple extra dollars and get access to unlimited soft drinks. They also don't mind if you stay there for a long time, and they're open late at night, so they're pretty popular places to study, work, and hang out. Or break up with your partner, apparently? So, Gusto, what do you think?
The Gusto, it's basically, instead of being the Japanized Italian place like Saizeriya, it's like a Japanized American diner, but everything's like 30% more expensive than if you're a Saizeriya. I just really didn't enjoy any of the menu items. I like putting in the D tier.
Yeah, I had it in C because I used to go there in the middle of the night to study Japanese, but I don't have a problem putting it in D with you. KFC. Bonus lore is that Japanese people call this Kentucky.
Kentucky. Well, I put it in the C tier. I think it's okay fried chicken, so pretty average. However, I just rather eat stuff like karaage or Korean fried chicken if I was going to eat fried chicken in Japan.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything really remarkable about KFC in Japan. Plus, they don't have the zinger.
Yeah, that's true. They don't have the zinger. The zinger is the only thing I actually order.
Next, we have Subway. What do you think about Subway?
I think I went to Subway once and I had a bad experience, so I never really went again. Overall, it's quite expensive. Menu items are quite limited as well on it. So overall, it's just not really a place I wanted to go to, and there's so many better places to eat in Japan. So I just barely went. So I'd put in a D or an F for sure.
Yeah, what was your bad experience at Subway in Japan?
It's just long. It's just like, it's probably not even their fault. The person behind just took really long to like do the order, and there was a huge line, and I was running late for work. It was just my bad experience. And then I had the sandwich. I'm like, oh, I wish I would have just had like a convenience store sandwich instead.
I wrote that it's just not as good as Western Subway. The ingredients are lower quality. There's less choice, customization. Don't go to Subway in Japan. Not worth it. And I asked my Discord and a lot of people said the same thing. So there we go. Next, we have Gyoza no Ohsho. This is a popular Chinese-inspired restaurant in Japan.
Well, I had like one of my fun times at Ohsho when I got to eat 60 dumplings.
Yes, in 2014, he ate 60 dumplings without stopping. It was a special gyoza day, so he ordered 10 portions of gyoza, which was 60 gyoza, and ate them all.
So just for that sake alone of eating 60 dumplings, I'd probably just put it in A or B tier.
A or B, why not S?
I don't. That's a good question, actually. Just overall, they do have more on their menu than what I give them credit for. But the reason I wouldn't give it, I guess, like S is because some people might not like me for this, but it's Chinese food. Like gyoza is dumplings, which is Chinese, and like most of their restaurant is obviously Chinese food. And while the food is high quality, it's still nowhere near as good as other Chinese places I've been to in Melbourne. So just for that reason alone, I can't put it high because I've had much better Chinese food. But for the Chinese food that's there, it's still like quite a high quality and good price as well.
Good. I also had it at the top of A. So what do you think? Top of A?
Yeah, A is good. I think, yeah, top 8's fine.
All right. Next, we have Yayoiken. Yayoiken serves set meals called teishoku, which are basically what Japanese moms would cook for their kids. Me and Gary love Yayoiken, and we once became friends with an old lady that worked there.
You already know where it's going for me. That's straight to S tier, and I don't even need to really explain it.
I agree. I also have it at the top of S.
Yeah, well, we have like many stories at Yayoiken. Like obviously that old lady being like really nice, giving us like extra food as well. The teishoku is really good value as well. Go straight to the ticket machine, tap of the buttons, sit at your seat, food comes to you, free rice refills.
If you order a teishoku, you get unlimited rice refills with it. So obviously Gary loves it.
Just basically perfect. Very convenient, very good price, good quality food. At least that's what I think anyway.
I agree with you 100%. Really high quality food, good value. And there's a lot of restaurants like Yayoiken, like Machikadoya. I don't know, Otoya. I've never been to these places. I think I've been like once or twice. We're just kind of using Yayoiken because it's the one we would go to a lot. So yeah, top of S for me.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, what do we have next? Hotto Motto. It's part of the same company as Yayoiken, so I was like, oh, I'll try it. It's really good, really, really good food. Very high quality, good value. I had one near my house, so I started going a lot, and I really liked it. What do you think?
I guess in a way, it's like basically pretty similar to Yayoiken, but like, just bento form. Every time I went, I thought the food was decent, so I'd probably put it like in at least like a B tier, around B tier for me.
Yeah, I had it in A, so where do you want to put it? Top of B then?
Well, if I'm looking at like McDonald's in B, and then I'm like, okay, this is a lot better than McDonald's, so I guess you just gotta put it in A. Put it the lowest in A for now.
Next is Shakey's Pizza, which is an all-you-can-eat pizza buffet for $10. If it sounds good, I have bad news.
It's this card. Not even considering food, it's an F. But then once you consider food, I feel like you have to put it below an F, if that was even possible. But,
sorry, can you elaborate? Not considering food, it's an F?
Oh my god, just the amount of people. I don't know why, but every time having people come up to you wanting to practice English is like insane. The place most in Japan where people want to practice their English is just so random.
Every time we would go to Shakey's Pizza together, random people would come up to our table and try to talk to us. Random old people. It was annoying. We were just trying to eat.
Yeah.
And then you consider food. So what do you have to say about the food here?
Well, if Saizeriya was like not great Italian food, then this is like awful Italian food. Pizza's not that great. The food's not that great. But if you're looking for at least one upside, it is cheap and it's all you can eat.
Yeah, it's weird because we both love eating a lot of food, and this is an all-you-can-eat place. So you'd think that we would, naturally be like, ooh, all you can eat, I'm down. But ignoring the fact that half of the pizzas are inedible because they're weird Japanese flavors like corn mayo, it's probably, it's not even probably, it's certainly the worst pizza I've ever had in my life. What about you?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. Probably the worst.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some Filipino people watching this, and they're like, hey, Shakey's pizza is good, but trust me, it's different. I've heard it's different in the Philippines, okay? I haven't been to the Philippines, but there's no way it's this bad. That's all I'm saying. It's really bad. So Shakey's Pizza, F tier. We both have an F tier, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right, Sushiro and Kurazushi. What do you think? Sushiro and Kurazushi are the two largest conveyor belt sushi chains in Japan.
Well, some people might disagree again, but Sushiro and Kurazushi, obviously they're both like kaiten sushi places, and I'm a massive fan of kaiten sushi. It's like one of my favorite like dining experiences. Like I love going to kaiten sushi. I enjoy having the conveyor belt and then also being able to order and like, the little bullet train with your meal comes in. So just for me, I'd put it in A tier actually.
Yeah, do you have them both in A?
I have them both in A. I basically put them together. Even though they are different chains, I feel like they're quite similar and you can't really go wrong with either of them.
Yeah, I agree. We both had them both in A. Well, okay, where do they go? Do you want to put it lower?
I would put it top of A tier, but...
All right, what about this then? He doesn't want to go there. What about this, okay?
Yeah, I'll put Kurazushi above. Literally just for the sushi liquor. Just for that reason.
Okay, we're going like this, okay? Fine.
Okay.
All right, what do we have next? Cocoichi Banya, what do you think?
I have nothing bad to say about Cocoichi Banya. I'd probably put it in S tier. It's just delicious. I love Japanese curry. I like all curry, but Japanese curry is great as well. And also having the ability to customize the amount of rice, curry / like meat that you get is awesome.
It's funny because if you're looking at what we said about Bikkuri Donki, we said, the food is good, but the price is not great, so we have to put it in B. Honestly, the same thing applies for Cocoichi, but we both put it in S. It's a bit expensive when you compare it to everything else on the list, but I don't care. It's so good. Actually, I came from a very white family, so this was some of the first curry I ever tried. And since then, I've gotten into more, Indian curry, that kind of stuff. And it's really good too, but it's good. Cocoichi is really good.
I'll probably put it behind Yayoiken in between Torikizoku.
I'm in love with the coco.
Next is First Kitchen, or as they abbreviate it in Japanese, fucking.
Oh god, fucking yeah, it's fucking great. My god, it's basically nothing to write home about.
Again, the same idea I would have with Macca's. It's like Macca's, but not as great.
I mean, I go there and it's fine. You know what I mean? It's fine. But
But there's all those other things on the list that you'd rather go to if they were in like walking distance as well.
yeah, exactly. I wouldn't choose to go here that often.
Slightly better than Burger King and worse than McDonald's. So for those reasons alone, I decided to put First Kitchen in C.
I know we're skipping ahead a bit, but where do you want to put Lotteria compared to First Kitchen? Because they're pretty similar. What are you thinking?
I had Lotteria in C. I would rather put Lotteria above First Kitchen just for some of the unique items that you can get in Lotteria. And I think it's from Lotte for being like a Japan and Korean fast food place. I guess I'd put it Lotteria higher than Wendy's.
All right, Denny's.
Again, I'm not a huge fan overall about it. I'd probably give it a D for Denny's, even though some people do like it, but I'm not a fan.
I had Denny's at the top of C tier, and I put it above all this other stuff. Well, I didn't have Yoshinoya that low, but for some reason, it's like a relatively high quality place in Japan, unlike the West. I don't know. It's weird. They have like fancy pancakes and fancy dessert items. I thought that was right up your alley. What do you think?
Well, I'm a huge pancake fan, but like, I guess, I don't know. It's like, if anything, possibly the best thing about Denny's is like their desserts with their pancakes and sundaes and stuff. But then in saying that, I'd rather just go to like one of those mini parfait or pancake places that they have and just eat there instead.
That's fair. Denny's in D tier then?
Love to put it in D tier.
All right. Editing this tier list video, I forgot to mention my favorite thing about Japanese Denny's, and that's that there's actually a verb in the dictionary, deniru, which means to go and eat at Denny's. Next, we have Mr. Donut. What do you think for Mr. Donut?
Mr. Donut, Mr. F tier. Like, at least like when you go into Shakey's, like you don't know it's going to be bad from the get-go. It's more like, oh, sorry, that's not true.
I was going to say.
That's not true. That's not true. You walk into Denny's and you know it's going to be Shakey, sorry. And you know it's going to be bad. But with Mr. Donut, you walk in, the store looks nice, you walk in, the donuts look amazing. You take your seat, you take a bite and you're like, wow, this tastes absolutely awful. Like everything looks so great, but then you take a bite into it and the taste is just so bad. It's just such a disappointing experience every time I go to Mr. Donut.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with every single word that you said. You walk in or you see their ads on TV and you're like, wow, this looks so good. It's like the most delicious looking donut you've ever seen in your life. They put so much effort into the appearance of these donuts, and then you bite into it and it tastes like bread. It's not even sweet. I don't get it. Well, I do get it. Our palates are different in the West and in Japan, I guess. And Japanese people, this is the one that they're going to disagree with us the most on, by the way. To you guys, Japanese people watching this, it might be sweet to you guys, okay? And when you come to the West, I know when you eat our sweets and our desserts, you say, oh, they're too sweet. They're way too sweet for me. And fair, but we don't like it, okay? We don't like Mr. Donut. All right? F tier, I agree. But I didn't have it below Shakey's. I had it above Shakey's.
Okay, yeah, I agree. At least you don't get an awful dining experience at Mr. Donut.
Yeah, you're in and out, and you've lost 300 yen, and you're like, all right, fine, whatever. I'm not going to go here again until next time I get baited by the delicious looking donut.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, 17 Ice. Now, this one is not a chain restaurant / fast food restaurant. This is a vending machine. You're a big 17 Ice fan, I know.
Yeah, I'm a huge 17 Ice fan. I don't know if I find them or they find me. I seem to see a lot of 17 Ice vending machines. Usually, like every time I saw one, I just have to buy an ice cream. Have times when I used to get off at a station, like any station I saw it, I'd get one. And then I'd be walking to the arcade, and then I'll be outside there, so I'd get one as well. And every time I had it, it's just awesome. I think it's like about 150 to like 200 yen. Good serving, tastes delicious, convenient. I can't really say anything bad about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I had it in B tier because it's a vending machine, but I assume you put it in S tier.
Yeah, I put it straight in S. Just trying to think about like people watching it being like, wow, they put Mr. Donut in F tier, but they put 17 Ice in S. What the hell are they? Like, who are these people? Like, what are they talking about?
We're objectively correct, so if they have a problem, then they're wrong. Let's put it at the top of A tier.
Yeah, sounds good.
Next up is Mos Burger, and I think Japanese people are going to be upset with us for this one too. I think we both have had the same experience with Mos Burger, right? You go to Mos Burger, you think, ooh, this looks cool, ooh, very clever, creative new burger idea, you know? The Mos Burger is very innovative for a Japanese fast food place, but you go there and you try it, and the burgers are good, right? You agree the burgers are good, yeah?
No, the burgers are definitely nice, yeah.
But then they're just fucking tiny. They're so small. You're not full, and you need to order another burger. Do you agree?
Yeah, I usually order like 4, 5 Burgers. Maybe a bit more. The thing, I don't know why, but the thing I remember the most about Mos Burger is like getting one of the burgers and you get like this massive slice of tomato and like the tomato is like bigger than the meat. That's all I remember about getting one of the burgers for Mos Burger.
Yeah, you're right, actually. So where did you put Mos Burger?
I put Mos Burger in C tier because in my eyes anyway, it's not as good as McDonald's. I guess the taste is like just as good as McDonald's, but if you're going as in like serving size, etc., like put it in C.
Yeah, I put it in D, so we'll put it at the bottom of C. How about that?
Yeah, no, I think it's fair.
All right, next, 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson. These are the 3 biggest convenience store chains in Japan. And now I know when I say that, people are going to be saying, mini stop, mini stop. I don't have mini stop, okay? We're rating 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson. Do you have anything to say about them?
Well, they're all obviously like pretty similar. They have like some, I guess you could call like unique items at each of them. But overall, like every time I went to one of them, I never really had a bad experience. If I'm saying which one I think like the best one is for like the amount of locations, at least that I saw anyway, it's like probably 7-Eleven, but didn't really have a bad experience with any of them.
Yeah, I agree. I also had 7-Eleven as the best. 7-Eleven, then Family Mart, then Lawson. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I only put Family Mart above Lawson just because of their fried chicken, for no other reason.
So I had 7-Eleven and Family Mart in A tier, and I had Lawson in B tier. What about you?
That's actually exactly what I had as well, so.
Wow, okay,
perfect.
look at that. I think 7-Eleven at least goes here, right? Above Hotto
Yeah, I think so.
Motto.
I
And
think it's
then
good.
maybe Family Mart goes here, and then maybe Lawson goes like here. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we'll put it in front of the donkey.
All right, so now, do we want to adjust this at all?
It's looking, well, like I guess a little bit crowded. It's like the A tier and C tier. If we can knock maybe like one off, like one off the A, one off the C, it's probably looking pretty good.
Yeah,
Looking
okay.
Pretty symmetrical, yeah.
All right, but you don't like this Torikizoku placement, do you?
Nah, but like, it's not just my tier list, it's a joint tier list, so.
Yeah, but
It
you
can't
had it
just
in
be all
like
one way.
D or something, and I had it in S. you
Yeah, I
know?
didn't like, I think I did. I didn't like D tier, but like.
If you drink, you got to put it in like A, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's fair to have it in S. But I think you're right about doing this and then doing this, right? And then this looks a lot better, right?
Pretty good. Looks pretty good, actually.
All right. After a few minutes of deliberation, we decided that we wanted to move our C tier around a little bit.
Yeah, order of C tier is quite difficult, and there's arguably ones in the C tier that could go to the D tier. Like Saizeriya, for me at least anyway.
I guess you're right about First Kitchen being better than Burger King.
Yeah, I put Wendy's.
And then I think we
higher
moved
than Burger
KFC
King.
down.
I'd put it a lot lower. I'd put like Burger King like one of the last 3 in the C tier.
I think this is fine. Although you probably want to put Saizeriya at the bottom, but I'm not gonna.
No, that's fine. No, I think it's looking better.
All right, D tier. I think Gusto's above these other 2.
Yeah, I think Gusto's above those 2.
Okay, and then
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
F
that's good
tier.
order.
F tier is obviously correct.
Yeah, F tier is correct.
So, do we have anything else we want to say about these places?
I'm really curious to hear what like other people think about like the tier list, like especially with not so much the ones in S tier, but like the ones in F tier. I'm really curious to see what they think about those ones.
I agree.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, neither of us have been to Japan since the events of 2020. Our opinions might be a little bit outdated, and you can let us know about that in the comments too. All right, that's all. Thank you very much for watching.
Perfect. Nice. Easy.
Thanks to my patrons, and see you next time.